Welcome to Illustrator Chapter 1. In Illustrator, you primarily create and work with vector graphics. These can be called vector shapes or vector objects. Vector graphics are made up of lines or curves defined by mathematical objects called vectors. You can freely move or modify vector graphics without losing detail or clarity because they are resolution independent. In other words, vector graphics maintain crisp edges when rasterized or when resized, saved in a PDF file, or imported into vector-based graphics applications. Vector graphics are the best choice for artwork such as logos that will be used at various sizes and in various output media. Illustrator allows you to incorporate bitmap images, which are technically called raster images, that use a rectangular grid of picture elements, or pixels, to represent the visual. Each pixel is assigned a specific location and color value. Raster images can be created in programs like Photoshop. You'll be working with multiple art files during this lesson, and if you so desire, you may want to restore default preferences, which won't be necessary, but if you are concerned that your screen may not look exactly like the screen that I'm showing, or the screen that is showing in the book, then you might want to do the reset, which you need to find when you get your book in the beginning of the book, and restoring default in the Getting Started section. Otherwise, locate Adobe Illustrator on your computer and double-click the icon to get it started. You could go up to Window, Workspace, Reset Essentials, or use the drop-down menu on Essentials and click Reset Essentials, which is basically going to set everything pretty much to factory. Essentials is what we're going to be using for our workspace right now, and if you open up and reset Essentials, you will get your library that comes up. Simply minimize that by clicking the double arrow on the panel. And after that, if you have a pop-up that comes and asks about syncing your settings with cloud, you can disable that at this time. Okay, what we want to do next is go to View. Oh, I'm sorry, we want to go to File, and I'm going to open the file that we have been or I have provided for you, or you have downloaded from PeachPit, which is Al1 Start 1, and I'm going to say open to that and let that come up. This is pretty much filling the whole screen, but I can go to View and I can select Fit Artboard in Window so that it's centered and nicely available. When launched, at the application bar, menus, tool panels, control panels, and everything you need appear on the screen. Docked on the right side, the default panels appear as icons down here. These are your most frequently accessed options, and everything that comes up across in the control panel is going to be dependent on what you're looking at on your screen and what tool and what object you have selected. We're going to use this Al1 Start 1 file to practice navigating, zooming, and investigating your Illustrator document and workspace. So first thing we're going to do is go to File and Save As, and I would like you to take and name whatever your file is according to the lessons, what the name of is suggested in the lesson, but we're going to ask you to add your initials to this. So this is going to be business card, and I am going to put in an underscore JH for my initials. Make sure that for right now the file type is going to be an AI file, which will be in file type in or save as type option in Windows, or in the format option in Mac, and save. The Illustrator option box that comes up, you can leave the default settings on and just simply say OK to that. You create and manipulate your documents and files using various elements such as panels, bars, and windows. Any arrangement of these elements is called your workspace. When you first start Illustrator, you see the default workspace, which you can customize for the tasks that you perform. You can create and save multiple workspaces, like one for editing and one for viewing, and switch among them as you work. These are the different areas. The application bar, which runs across the top. Now this is in Windows. In Mac, it's going to be an application bar. It is going to be above and with the menu items above the application bar. So this is going to be separate from these. The control panel, which is across here, is going to show the options for whatever is currently selected as far as either an object or the tool. The panels help you monitor, these are down on the right, that are going to help you monitor and modify your work. These certain panels are displayed by default, and you can display any panel you want by choosing it from the window menu. And notice that within the sections of the menu, you're going to see that everything is listed alphabetically, so it's easier to find. Many panels have menus that are holding panel-specific options. And to view these, you can do a drop-down, show options, and you can display any panel by choosing it either from the window menu or from the side panel bar. Your tool panel on the other side is going to show the tools for creating and editing images, artwork, page elements, and more. Related tools are going to be grouped together. The document window is what you're looking at, and this is showing the file you're working on. And down at the bottom, there's a status bar that's going to show you additional information, such as your zooming and which artboard you're working on. You may want to adjust the user interface brightness. You can change the settings and see what's going to work better for you as far as brightness controls. If you don't like working with a dark background, you can brighten everything up. If we go to Illustrator Preferences, User Interface on your Mac, or if you're using a PC, it's under Edit. Down at the bottom, you're going to find Preferences, and in here I can select let's see, I'm looking for user interface, which is at the bottom of the list. And in here I can change what the brightness is. I can go to a different look depending on what I'm wanting to work with. I could work dark, but I could change my canvas, which is the background behind the document you're working on, to white if I so desire. I can leave it dark. It's up to you what you want your screen to look like, whatever is preferable for you. Right now I'm just going to cancel out because I've got mine set the way I like to work with. On page 37 of your book, there's going to be a listing of all the tools and the panels that they're in. As you can see, when you click on a tool, some of them have multiple settings available within them. They're grouped together. You have selection tools that are not anything that has this little white spot in the corner. Little white arrow is going to have more tools grouped underneath it. You can actually take and pull, hold on, there we go. You can click that other little arrow and you can have these tools free floating if you would like. Sometimes if you're using a tool a lot and you don't want to go back and forth and keep popping the options open, you can rip this off and place it wherever you want to. Simply closing it is going to return it, so it's going to pop up again. Your book is going to go into much more detail on this than what I have, but page 38 and 39 is going to cover how you can take and move all of these panels around simply by grabbing the gripper section, and you can move things out, place them where you would like them, and put them back. If you want to, you can dock everything. You'll get this lovely, that blue line that's going to pull everything in, but you can move any settings around where you want them. You can detach any of the panels and put them back again simply by grabbing it and docking them. The control panel is this panel that runs across the top of the workspace just above the Dock Tools panels, and it offers quick access to options, commands, and other panels relevant to the currently selected content. You can click text like stroke over here or opacity, and those are going to pop open the related panels. So if I select using my selection tool, which is the black arrow, and I click on the text fiber, I'll see that this is not in a typeface any longer, but it is made up of a graphic element. It's got outlines applied to the text, so they are actually a piece of graphics. And when I do this, I can look across and I can see that my fill color is red. I don't have a stroke applied. If I did have a stroke and I wanted to make changes to this, I can click on the word and I can get a whole panel that opens with different options. I have brush definitions here that I can access to change what my line would look like for a stroke. I can change my opacity by clicking on this. Lots of different options, alignments, positioning, everything is available out here for me to use, just depending on what I have selected and what tool I'm using it for. The control panel can be removed from where it's docked, and you can bring it down. I already demonstrated that. Some people like to work with the tool panel positioned at the bottom of the page. It's up to you on how you want to work with everything. If you want to simply keep everything standardized, or after you've been moving things around, or if you're working on a computer that someone else has access to and they've moved things, and you want to put everything back where it was, all you need to do is come in, click on Essentials, and select Reset Essentials, and it's going to put everything back where it was. The panels, which again are listed alphabetically in window, you can bring up either by clicking on something in here. I'm going to click on brushes, which is already open. I can again pull this off. I can pull a single panel off to the side if I want. I can group it back. I can make it float and make it a smaller panels just simply by clicking on different items. I can dock this back with the rest of the group again and put it back where it was. I can access any of these panels simply by clicking on the name and clicking on the icon that's showing. I can expand this out if I need to have more than one panel available at any particular time. I can widen this by clicking on the double arrows, or I can collapse it again when I'm finished. Very easy to maneuver through. I'm going to let you work through more of this on your own through the chapter. I do want to mention that on page 46 there is a section about resetting and saving your workspace. You can make a customized workspace using the tools and the panels that you use all of the time. I suggest you work through that because it might be very handy for you to have that stored on your computer for something that you want to bring up all the time. When you do that, again, it will be available by your drop down. You can create a new workspace from here. Just set everything up the way you like it and select new workspace, and you'll name that workspace, and you'll have that available for you from then on out.